All right, everyone, welcome to an impromptu chill with Phil. I wasn't planning on doing this tonight, but we beat Chronos the New Dawn a little on the earlier side. I got like roughly 45 minutes maybe to hang around, if that. So let's just hang out and have a good time together and enjoy each other's company. I already said if someone wants to tag me in either chat, let's go ahead and I'll do a little bit of Q&A. All right, and thank you in advance to any support tonight. I know when we have a stream like tonight where, the game ends early and things are kind of on the fly, you have to adjust. Sadly, sometimes the support will just like end because people leave, and there's nothing I can do about that. I thought that I didn't know how long the end of the game was. I actually thought it was going to take longer than the hour that it took. But all right. So what do you guys want to chat about? Tag me in the chat, and let's see what you guys want to talk about tonight. Did I like the game? Yes. I thought that Chronos: The New Dawn had tons of gameplay elements that were great. The gameplay itself feeling like true classic survival horror with inventory management, resource management, trying to figure out when you have to fight, when you have to run. And that tenseness, because the game had a big tenseness about not knowing what's around the next corner. Are you going to get jump scared? Are you going to get sneak attacked? Right? That's old school survival horror. That's how I always felt. There's a lot of other games out today. I mean, notably, Silent Hill F feels nothing like that at all. It doesn't feel anything like survival horror to me. It's kind of boring. This game always had stuff going on where you're like, oh my God. Now, it's not a perfect game. There's definitely some flaws in there, I would say. But I liked it a lot. I did. I actually really did enjoy my time with the game, and I'm glad that we played it. Yes, I've done parallel parking before. I have no idea why you would ask me that question, but yes, I've done parallel parking before. Parallel parking is a lot easier now because now all cars have backup cameras. So you don't even really need to judge distance anymore. You just use the camera, and the camera even has the lines to show you when you're close to a curb or another car. It's way easy. It used to be way harder when you had to guess or judge distance. Then it was a pain in the butt. I'm not going to sit here and give you workout tips. I'm not a professional workout person. You should go watch people on YouTube and the internet who do this for a living, and then they'll give you better advice than I ever could. No, I've not seen a trailer for a game called Ananta. I don't know what Ananta is. Never heard of it. What is the streaming curfew at my studio office? In general, I would like to finish my second streams around 9:30-ish at night. That gives me about a half an hour to upload, make thumbnails, set up the schedule for the next day, and then go downstairs and spend some time with my wife before we go to sleep. Most often, I don't. Usually, I'm in here later. Usually, I don't finish a stream till like 9:45. Then I got to do other stuff. And a lot of the times, I don't even get downstairs till past 10:30, which only gives us like an hour before we're going to go to sleep. It sucks. It really does. Like, I wish we had more time, but the late streams sadly sometimes drag on depending on what's going on. Rich88 says, did you consider doing an NES retro stream? Certain donation amount would pick the game. Well, first of all, I've never really done a stream where a certain donation amount would pick the game that we're playing. Usually when I do any kind of an event, it's group nominations and things like that determine, like, for example, the Halloween stream coming up, right? You guys are currently posting up games for the Halloween marathon, and usually it's the most nominated games that get in. I don't think I've ever done a stream where it's like you can donate to choose what game. But we could. If it's NES, sadly, it would have to be something available readily on, say, the Switch to play, right? But I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I like retro games. I enjoy them a lot. I don't know if people would care about something like that, though. No, that is true. My condo association does have quiet time. We cannot make loud noises past 10 p.m. We're not allowed to. So, for example, right now, okay, I'm in the clear. But if I were to stream past 10 p.m. and I was loud, I could get in trouble. If someone could hear me through the side walls, or like right now, my front window's open. It's 84 degrees in my studio. The front window's open. Anyone in the street can hear me right now. If there was someone standing in the middle of the street, they would hear my voice. It carries out the window. So they'd be like, yeah, you're violating the rules for going too late. No, I'm not going to permanently implement rolling goals over into a next stream. No, that's not happening. No, you can still make normal noise after 10 p.m. The idea is you can't make super loud noises. Like, for example, if I'm going to do home renovations, if I'm going to be thoroughly cleaning my house and making all kinds of loud noise, if I'm going to be doing hammering, if we're going to have a party and we're going to invite people over, you can't do it past 10 p.m. It's not allowed in this community. That's the idea. I'm sure that if I were to stream past 10 p.m., which I have done before, for the record, there have been times when I did midnight releases back in the day. I didn't get in trouble for it. But the idea is you don't make a lot of noise past 10 p.m. That's supposed to be the rule. In addition, my wife works, and she has to get up for work and stuff. So I can't be making loud noises all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, my wife has to be asleep tonight by 12:30 because she has to get up in the morning for work. So I can't be streaming late. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be many midnight releases anyway. There's no point. Midnight releases are completely pointless now. Everyone who is a butt kissing influencer gets copies of the games early, plays them early, and has the playthrough on the internet early. So there's no chance of me ever having like early footage of a game. So there's no point in ever doing a midnight release. The whole idea of doing midnight release back in the day is that I could get the game and be one of the first people to play it on the internet so that we could have like first look playthrough, right? Like DSP, he's the guy who gets the games, plays it right away, playthroughs up. We know if a game's good or not. That's just not even possible anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's nothing that you can do about it. The industry changed for the worse, in my opinion, but the industry changed, and I had to change with it. So I don't do midnight releases anymore because they're pointless. Archmage says in most cities and towns, there is a no noise pollution rule after 10 p.m. Yeah, but the problem is, most places I've lived, they don't give a shit. First of all, where I live now, there is so little police presence. We actually have, in Washington State, the lowest percentage of cops to populace. We actually have the least police officers of the entire country for the amount of people that live here. So good luck getting a cop to come out for a call like that. Like, oh, someone's making noise past 10 p.m. They'd be like, well, sorry, we're dealing with, violent crime, drugs, break-ins, drunken driving and horrible accidents. We can't come for their noise complaint, It's just true. So even when I lived in Connecticut, it was the same. People would be out all night making noise. No one cared. You call the police, no one would show up. It was the same thing there. Alex from Phoenix says, what was the most memorable opening night for a game that you ever remember? Man, let's think about that. I would say some of the more memorable opening nights. I remember there was one Modern Warfare. I don't remember if it was like 2 or 3, but I brought it home and I was able to play through the entirety of the campaign in one sitting, which was amazing to get the campaign of a game that was just come out. No one had advanced copies back then. And I was able to sit there and play the entire campaign in one sitting. It was a good campaign, too. I got it uploaded. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day and I started playing multiplayer. So I had amazing day one coverage of that Call of Duty game that most other people didn't have. Most other people weren't able to play through it that fast and get it out right away. If you're talking like live streaming, I would say GTA 5. GTA 5's, remember, that was an amazing launch where I played it all night on launch night, and I was drunk, I was drinking, and we even got to the point where it was like, help, he's black. Remember that? That was cool. We had like over 1,000 people on that stream. Everyone was going crazy for that. They loved it. It was a really good playthrough and a really good time. No, I cannot drive a standard car. I've never done that. I would have to drive an automatic. Well, I've only seen one live-action Street Fighter movie. The only one I ever saw was the original with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I know that there was another one or two. I haven't seen them. Favorite Steven Spielberg movie besides E.T.? It's a tough call. There's a lot of Spielberg movies. Like, I really like Saving Private Ryan. That's a good one. But he's made so many, it's hard for me to even put my finger on, oh, that's my favorite, because there's a ton. No, at this point, Ghost of Yotei is a big question mark. To be honest, there's a few factors that are making me not want to play Ghost of Yotei. The first is that apparently people are saying it's a minimum of 40 hours long. And with all the games that are coming out that I'm going to be playing in the next month, including Battlefield 6, Call of Duty, Tormented Souls 2, right? Continuing on with the playthroughs I'm doing and others at the end of the month. I don't know how I'm going to play a 40-hour game. I feel like if you're going to release a 40-plus hour game, you have to do it at a time when there's not other games that are competition. And I think that when Ghost of Tsushima released in the summer of 2020, that was the perfect time because nothing else was out and we were all in the middle of COVID. We needed something to do. I think dropping this game in the middle of the busiest gaming season when it has all this competition around it is probably the worst choice possible. I do think that they're dooming themselves here, and they're not going to be as profitable or as popular as they hope because of what they're doing. That's number one. Number two is all the politics around it. And again, I've already got people coming to my stream saying, don't play the game. It's all a bunch of leftist woke stuff, yada, yada, yada. And the thing is, even if I like the game, it's going to be another South of Midnight situation where I might be enjoying it, but the audience turns against it and says, we're not going to show up. We're not going to support. We don't care. Stop playing it. So why bother? The whole idea is that I am a streamer who is going to be making content that people want to watch. If there's a big chunk of my audience saying we're going to refuse to watch this for political reasons, then I probably shouldn't waste my time. Even if the game's great, it sucks. But how am I going to make a playthrough of something no one's going to watch? Right? So I don't know. Right now, I'm really kind of leaning against it, to be honest. I feel like it's the wrong place, wrong time for this game. I don't have any statues or any of the collectibles from back in the day. They're all gone, long gone. So no, I don't have any particular statue or nothing. It's all gone. Outer Worlds 2, I'm going to give it a try, simply because it's on Game Pass. I'll probably play it a stream or two. I liked Outer Worlds 1, except for the combat. The combat was boring. So I don't know if Outer Worlds 2 would work for a playthrough today or not. We could give it a shot, and if it sucks, it sucks. No risk, right? We could just move on. The Great Unclean One, the reason I haven't played visual novels is because I'm not even aware of any high-profile good ones, right? Like back in the day, they were very prominent. Games such as anything from Telltale. So if you remember, it was Back to the Future. Then they did Walking Dead, which was huge. Then they started doing other ones like Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman, Game of Thrones, Borderlands, right? Like seriously, there was a ton of those, right? And then there was even other companies that started making them. Heavy Rain, Quantic Dream, what was the other one? Beyond Two Souls, all that, right? Then we had the Life is Strange series that then picked up as a visual novel series, right? And then I started playing things like Danganronpa, right? And stuff like that. But basically what happened is they all kind of died out. If you remember, Telltale went out of business, so they kind of came to a screeching halt. Who knows what's going on over at Quantic Dream? Quantic Dream made Detroit, which was actually a great game, and they haven't made anything since. It's been years and years, and we're not even getting a peep out of them about what's going on with that. It's very confusing that we're getting no updates from Quantic Dream. So we're supposed to have the new Wolf Among Us in development that we haven't heard an update on in 100 years. So I don't know what's going on anymore. You know what I mean? Like visual novels used to be prominent. Now almost no one talks about them, and there's really nothing to play. I know there are visual novels, don't get me wrong, but they're just not prominent. They're not high profile. Visual novels are still way more popular in Japan, but in the United States and other places, like more Western audiences, they're not that popular. So that's why I don't do them. Like, I feel like if I were to do a visual novel right now, it would have to be a lesser known game. Probably I wouldn't get much interest in it. In fact, most people never ask for them. That's the opposite. Back in the day, people used to actually say my visual novel playthroughs were some of the best, if not the best I ever did. Reason being was, it was very much like I was able to sit back and just react watching a movie. That's really what they are. You just make dialogue choices, right? A little bit of investigation or solving a mystery or whatever. But usually it was just a lot of dialogue choices. So it allowed me to react and to respond to what was going on in the game in a comedic manner. And people loved it. They absolutely loved it. But then they just fell off being prominent. And I guess what's happened is my style has now changed. Now I'm more interactive, narrative, and hanging out with you guys, right? As I'm playing a game. Therefore, I think now people like games where I can hang out and talk with you more rather than, to be honest, if I did a visual novel now, people might be upset because they're like, oh, you're not talking to us. Like, well, yeah, I got to pay attention to the story. I'm reacting to the story, right? Like, well, why aren't you interacting with us? That's what we're here for. Times change, right? So I think that would be the case. Like, sadly, I don't even know if visual novels would really work much anymore. I would absolutely do another Quantic Dream game if they came out with one. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't even know if I would do another one. Troll McTrollington, 2 contributions. First, a gifted membership. So thank you, Troll McTrollington. And then a super chat. And he says, donos. Thank you. That's about $2. So we're up to 64 now of support. Thank you so very much. Someone says, if you can prove it's 84 degrees in my office, I'll donate $25. How could I do that? Let's see. I'll use my camera here, okay, to take a picture of the chat and that thermostat at exactly the same time. Okay, I took the picture. So now what I need to do, I gotta say email it to myself. And then I gotta show it on the screen over here. You wanted the proof? Here's the proof. I just took that picture live. That's my air conditioner, 84. As you can see right below it, that's my laptop screen. See, it says chat. That's the top of the Kick Chat. It's blurry because it can't focus on both at once, but there you go. 84 degrees. It hasn't dropped. It sucks. I thought it would drop tonight. It hasn't. It's hot in here, man. Freaking hot. All right, so do you think this person will do $25 like they said? Because I just proved it. That it's 84 degrees in here. I swear people constantly accuse me of lying. I'm like, for what? Why would I lie about that? Right? So let's see if this person will do 25 bucks. I don't think they will, but if they do, then obviously they're honest and a person of their word. Toronto's not better. Well, the thing is, it's not hot here. It's cool outside. It's the design of my house. The way that this was designed, this house, it was to retain heat. Because I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And so all the homes are built to retain heat. So in the winter, when it's cold outside, but we turn our heat on, it stays warm for a long time. We don't need to always pump the heat or anything like that. And that's a good thing. But whenever it's warm, whenever it's the afternoon, the sun is in the sky and hits this wall, which is the front wall of my studio. And this room heats up 15 to 20 degrees inside like an oven. It really does. With the air conditioner in, makes no difference. I just turn it on, we're good. Without the air conditioner, I have to try to negate that heat. So I have that window all the way open. I have actual blackout curtains that reflect the sun back away. And I have two big fans. One's on the ceiling on max, and one is a big, like, what do they call that? Pedestal fan. It's on max, blowing back and forth. So I got big air circulation in here, which is nice. Even though it's hot, I'm not sweating. That's good. Even though it's 84 degrees, I'm not just sitting here being gross sweating. Okay, so that's a good thing. But it's uncomfortable. It's very frustrating. I wish it wasn't like that. And the good news is, starting tomorrow, we're going to have a full week of rain and clouds, so it should be cool in here every day. Probably will be like 70s. You know, it'll be fine. Big Boss did a $2 super chat. He says, get a cactus for your office if it stays that temp in there, man. The cactus would love it. Because it's not hot outside. Right now, it's probably in the 60s outside, I would bet. It's nice. It's just the office won't. Once this office gets heat in it, it's very hard to cool it down. It's 63 degrees outside. Yeah. It's 63 outside, 84 inside in this room. There's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, the window is open. The fans are on. It's just hot. Well, thanks for the kicks that you're sending over on Kick, guys. The few kicks that you're dropping there. See, I knew it. The guy tipped another buck claiming that it's all fake. I've somehow found a way to program my air conditioner to say that. Even though literally he just said live on stream, prove it. I showed you myself taking the picture of the air conditioner. You never saw me touch a remote control to mess with anything. It's not gonna, because the guy's a fucking liar. These people that ask for this stuff, these people who are conspiracy theorist detractors, they're not actually looking for information. They're not looking to say Phil's doing something wrong or lying. They just want to be toxic and negative. Even when the evidence is presented to them that everything they're saying is a lie, it doesn't matter. Right? These idiots have been saying now for what, weeks, months, that my wife left me or I divorced my wife or something. She's literally downstairs in the living room right now. I could go get her and walk her into this room. And here's what would happen. That narrative would end, and then immediately all they would do is look at her and start saying stuff about her looks, start saying fucked up stuff about what she says if she walks in here. That's all they want. They're just always looking for more and more and more ammo. So you don't give them any. That's the point. So when people say, well, when you don't address something, it must mean that it's true. No, I don't address it because it's bullshit. And if I disprove the bullshit, that's not good enough for them. They go to the next line of bullshit and the next level of harassment. So don't even address the bullshit. You just ignore it. Right? This guy is a no-load, limp dick fucking loser who just got completely disproved on stream. He's acting like I'm making this up, that it's hot in here. Everyone now knows it actually really is as hot as I say in my office. Oh, well, let me move the goalpost and just make something up. No, fuck you. You're poor. You're a brokey bum. You don't have $25 to send me. That's why you would never do it. You're a bitch. You are never going to send it because you don't have it. You probably are stealing dollars from your mom's credit card to send me these other tips anyway. All right, thank you to Blokesy, a generous contribution here. 18, is that pounds? 18 pounds and 61 cents. I'll have to see what that's the equivalent of in USD. Fuck the haters, filling Persona on top. Persona, huh? Have you watched my Persona playthroughs? Exactly 25 bucks. Thank you so very much to Blokesy. That is very generous of you. Let's get that on the leaderboard. That is undoubtedly our biggest super chat of the night. Really? Blokesy says, I 100%ed it 2 weeks ago. Which game? You don't want to know how much I spent on Persona statues? Oh, man. Dude, here's the truth. I will say this now. Okay, I will. Listen to this. When I was collecting those statues, so we're talking, when I was collecting those statues like 10, 15 years ago when I was early YouTuber, right? I started buying statues when I started making YouTube money in early 2011, and I basically kept buying them through 2014. Then I stopped when I moved, okay? The most expensive thing I ever bought, I'm trying to think, I want to say statue-wise was around $350, and that was either the Joker or that giant Hulk statue that I bought. The actual most expensive collectible I bought was a ginormous replica gun of the Avenger assault rifle from Mass Effect. That was like $500-600, okay? But that's the most I ever spent. Today, if you look at the prices on these collectibles, the statues and shit that are coming out, it's like, oh, here's a statue of a character, from Persona. $1,400. What? Oh, look, here's Chun-Li in a really awesome kung fu pose from Street Fighter 6. $2,700. What? Where do people get this money from to be spending on that shit? And they sell out. They fucking sell out every time. Every one of these collectibles literally sells the fuck out. They're like, I thought we were all broke. I thought that inflation was awful and no one could affect it or afford anything. How do all this shit sell out all the time? I don't know. It's a little skeptical, right? A little suspect there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, dude, I hear you, because I keep my eyes on these collectibles. I look at oh my God, that is so much more expensive than when I used to do it. And it was only like 10, 15 years ago that I was doing it. All right, Troll McTrollington did a $15 Canadian super chat and says, felting the wallet. That is basically $10 USD. So thank you for that. Now we're up to 102. It is absolutely awesome. Thank you for that. $102. Why are you banned? Your name is Smoking Socks. Smoking Socks on YouTube? I have no idea. I don't remember banning anyone named Smoking Socks, but I can't. The problem is it's very hard for me to try to live unban someone on YouTube. It actually is a pain in the ass to do it. I can try really quick once and see if it works. Okay? Let me see real fast. But thanks for $2. How would I do this? Actually, $3. It was a $3 tip. My bad. We're actually 105. And then it looks like I'm Sorry Guys had a resub, an auto resub. If you can believe it, that's our only sub of the night. We have had no gifted subs whatsoever on Kick. What a bunch of broke bums over there that no one could gift a single sub tonight. That's absolutely ridiculous. So it's I'm Sorry Guys. What was I doing? Oh, I was checking this guy's YouTube channel, correct? He said his name is I'm Sorry Guys. No, he said his name was oh, fuck, what was it? Soaking Socks. Soaking Socks. And it says, it doesn't say that Soaking Socks is banned on DSPGaming. So I have no idea what you're talking about. It actually does not say it's banned. So I can't unban someone who's not banned. Sorry, I tried. It says you're not banned. Blokesy says, that's just one statue. I have all the PS3 Reload statues, all available characters from Persona 4. Now my Persona 5 collection is being completed. Imagine the cost. It's probably like, I mean, no lie, if you have every character, probably between $5,000 to $7,500. $5,000 to $7,500, I would think. That'd be my guess. Then again, I don't know about the size of the stuff. Like if you're talking huge statues, it's probably well over $10,000. Oh, it was Smoking Socks, not Soaking Socks? Okay. That page isn't available. Sorry about that. Try searching for something else. It's not Smoking Socks either. Great Unclean One says, if you live in Japan, statues are dirt cheap. They have them in claw games and other machines and arcades. Real full-size ones, though? I don't know about that. Maybe little figurines. Eddie Chill says, make amends with one enemy and have them on the show. Huge views. You may not realize this, Eddie Chill, but I don't really consider anyone my enemy. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. I just want to make content for myself on this channel with my audience, period. I'm not into drama. I don't care. RTU is not my enemy. I just don't care about him. I feel like there's absolutely nothing on this planet that RTU could ever do to have any kind of a positive influence on me or my audience, so I don't care. Like, I have no problem with him. He can do whatever he wants. I just ignore him. I literally have no idea of a single thing that he's done since he was on this podcast in, what was it, March? Besides the few things that you guys randomly tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't care about the guy at all. I don't. I know he'll endlessly, try to make fun of me and say shit about me. I don't care. He's not my enemy. There's nothing to... And I feel someone who's your enemy is someone who you feel is actually out to harm you and or wants to end you in a way that's malicious, right? I don't think that Review Tech, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that Kino Casino, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that Stuttering Craig, that's the case. I don't really feel like I have any enemies. You know what I'm saying? What I have are leeches, people who leech on me for content They rely on me to make money, but they're not enemies. Like, I don't think that they were actually saying, oh, I hope that he dies, because then the fun would end for them, right? That's like, that would be a real enemy. Someone who's actually just legitimately hates you and is out to get you, right? That's an enemy in my opinion. For me, I'm just don't really care about any of them. I don't. They don't affect me. They have nothing to do with me or anything I want to do. So I just ignore it, and they don't affect me in any way. So who cares? Why would that be my enemy then? Right? Smoking Socks. 9 months as a member. Favorite position in Minecraft. I don't even know what that means. What's a Minecraft position? I don't know what I don't know what that means at all. Grande Dio, that applies to literally every single person out there. So here's what Grande Dio just said. The boys are right about one thing. Review Tech is far more cringe and has done worse than anything you've done. He really shouldn't even be relevant compared to you, in my opinion. I haven't done anything. What have I done? At all. Spent my money? Phil spent his money. Then he said he needed more money, and he spent that money. Right? Who did I ever hurt? Who did I ever go after and actually hurt? Who did I significantly harm? What horrible things and acts did I ever do on the internet? Zero. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. And I've improved dramatically. If you look at old Phil versus now, like if you look at old school Phil, who used to be offensive and say dumb shit constantly, my shit didn't stink, above reproach, right? And you look at modern Phil, where now I've completely evolved, constantly having feedback from the live viewers, having interaction with all of you, making content that you want to see, improving the setup, improving my own life, improving everything for you guys, right? All that stuff. That is showing distinct desire to change and improve myself over the years. And I know that that's come through in the content. 100%. You know, I'm nothing like who I used to be online at all, right? It's completely different. So take a look at the other people who, Review Tech and Boogie and Wings and LTG and this one and that one and this one. It's like, yes, but you could go and look at the stuff that they've done, right? Or said, or you know what I mean? And you could go through like laundry lists of shit. You could watch my entire 4-hour documentary by June the King, and there's nothing in there. I've had people actually reach out to me and say, I watched your whole documentary and there's like nothing in there. I don't even know why it was so long or why anyone cares about you like that. I don't know either. I honestly don't know. If it was such a horrendous thing that I've done, then why am I still here? Why, after the documentaries all come out, I'm still here and everyone likes my content and I still make a living and I still got an entire universe of orbiters around me, right? Wouldn't it have just been Phil's done finally? I've done nothing. I've literally done nothing. All I've ever wanted to do is play games and have fun. That's it. You know, I literally would like to be left alone and leave everyone around me alone. That'd be great. Sadly, it's not always possible, but I like the fact that when I can do that, like this year has been great. Ever since I got out of the drama earlier this year, if you haven't noticed, I've stuck to my guns. I've done all the right things and we're doing good, right? We are. I'm on an upward trajectory right now. I actually am. When it comes to playing the right games, finding the projects people like, levels of engagement and support, and people enjoying their time with me, it's going well.
Spinning bird kick.
Smoking Socks did a $2 super chat. You should go to Japan and try out Drink Locals. What is Drink Locals? You mean like just like go to local restaurants and stuff? One day I might go to Japan. It's just not going to be anytime soon. I've already explained why. Kevin says you lied about Champions and continue to. I lied about Champions in the past, and then I finally, over a year ago, fessed up to it, and that's that. Whatever money I make, I can spend on whatever I want. Tell you right now, I spend my money right now on some mobile games. All right, I do. I also spend money on liquor. I also spend money on food deliveries. I also spend money on anything I want because it's my money. Get it, stupid? In fact, the $2 super chat you just sent me is also my money. Maybe I'll spend it tonight on a mobile game. That's my prerogative. That's how life works. You send someone money, they can spend it. What an idiot. Was there 100 kicks? I've never had a Four Loko before, no. I've never had a Four Loko. Not before or after the change to it. Never had it at all. The old Four Loko would have been wild during Truck Sim. I'll just tell you this. I do not believe in mixing caffeine and alcohol. A lot of people do it. They're like, oh, I want a Red Bull and vodka or something. I'm like, dude, do you, that's a express speed run to blowing your heart up and having a heart attack. You want to put caffeine and drink liquor at the same time. I guess you don't care about just having a giant explosion in your chest. Like, you're out of your mind. That's it. Smoking Socks 831. That's the true address. Okay. Yes, that one actually does exist. Okay, I finally unbanned it. Since you finally gave me the correct name, I just unbanned it. There you go. I was not about to drink coffee and liquor last night. That's why I didn't drink the coffee. I outright told you guys I was either going to drink coffee or keep taking shots. It was one or the other. I literally, that's what happened. If you're not paying attention, I don't know what to tell you. If you're stupid or something, it's actually the opposite of what you're describing is what happened on stream last night. Yes, I'm sorry you cannot type on Kick. I think it's like, isn't it just like 6 minutes? Follow for 6 minutes that you can type? Oh, it's because you just made a new account. That's 24 hours. Yeah, we have to do that because of the bots. We actually had, sadly, a lot of bots and bad stuff on Kick, so it has to be 24 hours before you can talk over there. But you should be able to talk tomorrow. What brand were the hard ciders I got? I don't know. I actually legit don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Cool. I'm glad to have you over there. I'm sorry. Thanks for making the account. Sorry for the stupid wait, but it's necessary evil. Bong to the $2 super chat. He said, I respect that you're now open about your spending on stuff. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, no one, absolutely no one, is privy to having like a detailed checklist of things I spend money on. It's none of your business. The moment that anyone contributes to anyone on the internet, that's their money and they can do whatever they want with it. The only distinct difference there, if someone does like a GoFundMe or an actual distinct campaign, they're saying this is going towards something special, and then they don't do it. Like, you've heard about the fundraisers of the people, oh, we're doing this annual fundraiser, and then they just pocketed all the money and never gave it away. Remember, who was it? The Completionist or something like that who did that? That's bad. That you shouldn't be doing. But anytime anyone comes by a stream and says, here, I support your content, that's it. You can't ask for anything. They're done. It's done. That's their money. They can spend it on whatever they want. You know, and you may not agree with what they spend it on, but also it's not your business to be tracking down everything that they spend it on either. You know, it's that simple. No, the only problems that anyone has with me right now is when they take stuff out of context from a stream and they're acting like, you see, so all Phil does all day is just ask for money, except they ignore the fact that my streams are like, you know, anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 hours long, and 99% of the stream is me playing a game or interacting with the audience. Every once in a while, we bring it up. We do a big celebration when we hit a goal. Yes, I'll say, let's get some subs. Let's get some tips. I do that. Absolutely. That's not the end all be all of who I am, but they act like it is because that's what gives them their garbage content. You get it? But that's not true. I'm here to make content. If I never had to ask, I wouldn't. Every day, if I turned on the stream and we hit a support goal within the first 5 minutes, I would never, ever bring it up. Literally not once. We're done. We're good. But ask and you shall receive. The more that you ask, you remind people support. That's how it works. That's why I'm here 17 years later as an independent, not shilling, right? Not selling out, not changing everything I stand for and having ads and fucking, you know, stupid paid sponsors and putting out big pop-ups on the screen. Click this link for the referral and get 10% off, blah, blah, blah. I don't do any of that shit. I don't have to. Why? Because I am different from everyone else, and I do make ends meet through a way that some people would find offensive because, yes, I do ask for contributions, but it also allows me to be who I am instead of being some kind of a sellout shill or an offensive loser, because that's the truth. I could also be just a great offensive loser, just completely insulting people constantly and making garbage drama content, and I'd be successful. You know, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather do more positive content. So, but that's it. That's when you look at this stuff, people say it's either completely fabricated shit that's not true, or it's Phil asks for money too much. That's it. It's not like back in the day where people had legit gripes, like Phil sucks at games and blames all the game devs and shit like that. It's not even true anymore. I just beat a really tough survival horror game. I'm actually making great strides in Silksong, one of the hardest games I've ever played, Metroidvania style, right? I beat all the difficult shit. I'm not bad at games anymore. I'm also not great at games. I'm more average, but I definitely don't suck as hard as I used to. And I just don't sit here putting on a song and dance every day about, oh, you know, every game developer is a jerk or anything like I used to. All right, guys, I got to get out of here, so I guess we're not going to hit the goal tonight. Seriously, this is it. I have to go. It's late now. All right? So thank you, guys. It's been a great session. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.